The threat of Null and the symbiotes may have come and passed, but the Daredevil cast of characters are still reeling from their run-in with evil from outer space. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into Daredevil issue number 28 and find out. So as I've said numerous times before, and it bears repeating, one of the things I absolutely love about Chip Zdarsky's time on Daredevil is that all the stories, all the arcs are really deeply thematic. And this issue in particular deals with the subject of healing. We see Wilson Fisk by the bedside of Typhoid Mary, the woman who saved him, helped save Hell's Kitchen, only for him to abandon her when the going went tough. Mary also brings up another huge theme that has been central to this series since the very beginning, and indeed most of superhero comics as a whole. That is, of course, the theme of balance. After all, Mary is a woman who suffers from many split personalities, all jockeying for control, but she says there for a moment in time she actually was in balance with her entire being. And indeed, everyone from Fisk to Daredevil, and especially the new Daredevil, Elektra, are struggling with their own inner peace and trying to find balance in their lives. Today, Matt meets with his lawyer, Kristen, and she actually tears a major strip out of him. Again, she feels very much that she could have won the case if Daredevil didn't admit his crimes and get himself sent to jail as if to prove a point. Matt stands resolute as ever, though, that this needed to be done, that he needed to send a message, that he needed to be true to himself no matter what the cost, etc., etc. And cost is definitely the word of the day. Matt may have very well been able to fight off the forces of Null, save some lives, both guard and prisoner, but that doesn't mean they don't all hate him anyway. In fact, even Marcus, the guy who had helped him purge the Null symbiote from his body, isn't exactly sticking around to be his friend right now. In fact, the only person who even attempts to try and eat with Matt is Nervous Neil, the double murderer. And when only this guy is giving you the time of day, I think that fully explains just how far your social standing has slipped since going to prison. This very awkward exchange is thankfully cut short when Daredevil is called into the doctor's office. Yes, that's right, Dr. Hayes has taken a particular interest in him recently because, well, he friggin' put himself in the electric chair last issue to try and purge a symbiote and save everyone. That took giant brass devil balls. And also proved that maybe Matt Murdock is just a little insane in the membrane, wouldn't you agree? Actually, it's the whole mental side of Matt and Daredevil that this doctor is the most interested in. In fact, Dr. Hayes actually echoes a lot of sentiments from Kristen earlier on in the issue, saying, come on, Daredevil, you could have gotten out of this if you wanted to. What are you trying to prove? Are you on some sort of inequality tour? Matt, using all his Irish Catholicness, does everything in his power to try and remain impervious to psychotherapy, but it doesn't really work, and he kind of ends up trying to turn the question on the lady. Like, hey, you seem nice, you seem like you're trying to do the best you can in a broken system, we're not so different, you and I. Oh yeah, I guess in my role as a superhero, I end up sending a lot of people here who have problems on their own. Ooh, ouch, you win this round, Dr. Lady. Same time next week? It's not long, though, after starting the journey to mental wellness, though, Daredevil's choices come back to bite him in the ass. It seems that the rest of the inmates don't exactly like how close Nervous Neil was getting to the devil. The sisters try and jump Neil in the shower, which means Daredevil has to jump on in to try and save him, which in turn means he gets himself thrown into solitary confinement, which isn't all bad. He can finally take his mask off. From there, we check back on in with Wilson Fisk. It seems that Typhoid Mary's words have really hit a chord with him. Wilson needs to find balance in his life, both as Kingpin of crime and as mayor of New York City, and the first step to finding that true inner peace and balance is by taking care of something he should have taken care of a long time ago, the death of Daredevil. Both of them, in fact. Now, hey, in an issue that's all been about opening up and sharing feelings, how does Elektra deal with her new ward, the girl she saved from her symbiote stepmother at the end of the previous issue, react to such things? Yeah, no, I'm not the sort of person you want to talk to about emotions. Tell you what, when you're done being sad and you move on to angry, come see me in the gym. I can work with angry. Now, by the time Matt finally makes his way out of solitary confinement, he's shocked to hear that turns out Nervous Neil actually died. No, the inmates didn't finally extract the revenge on him, he just killed himself. That's pretty tragic, but at least as a consolation prize, it seems that Marcus finally has warmed up to Matt Murdock, and not a moment too soon either, as when Matt finishes his meal, he lets everyone know he's been poisoned. And so that was Daredevil issue number 28, everybody, and once again, Chip Zdarsky, the art team, and everyone else involved is just firing on absolutely all cylinders. It's truly amazing how we can see these same themes of connection and balance all told through the eyes of all these different characters who deal with it in so many radically different ways. I like that Matt's choice to go to prison is 100% in character and yet also 100% stupid, and so many characters are calling him out on it, but there might be a silver lining to all of this in that he's finally actually getting some therapy, something that lots of superheroes probably need but never get. I love that this comic is so confident in itself and its audience to kind of slow things down and have these really mature, really adult conversations and not feel like they're gonna lose everybody. I love that this is all still technically a tie-in to King in Black, and yet where most series would be brought down by having to do a tie-in, this one actually manages to fold it in expertly. I can't give it anything less than a 9 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.